Privilege to ask Dr. Zamani Saul, the Premier of the Northern Cape, to address Congress. Premier, you are very welcome. You're welcome to speak your mind, and we are listening, and we are thankful that you are willing to assist us. Thank you so much.
Goedemiddag. Hoe gaan dit? Het is verschrikkelijk stil hier aan de kant. En ik is zeker hier allemaal ken dat Lesotho is got a national shutdown. Ik kom direct daarvan. Duizenden van hulle was daar by my kantoor gevloek en geskeer aangegaan soos ek nog hier kom. Dit is nou hier lekker stil. En mensen sal graag verstaan van die land gaan hier moeilijke dingen. Petrolprijs wat stijgen, wat aangaan met onze krachten, kostprijzen wat hoog is, input cost by the farmers which is high. Ek is seker die fertilizers meer duur die jaar wat die was, paar maande terug. So, dit het 'n bietjie rof gegaan daar by die kant. Our program director, die president Nicole, baie dankie vir die geleentheid. Ons waardeer dit en baie dankie vir die uitnodiging. We've got with us the NEC for Agriculture, Zamani, sy so deel van die vergadering. En wat ek stakeholders in the agricultural sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking you for inviting me to share a message at this 43rd Congress of Agri Northern Cape. In our province, the agricultural sector is one of the most critical sectors and plays an important role in our economy. It is also the backbone of the rural economies of our province. Agriculture remains an important sector in job creation within our country and as well as our province. It is also through agriculture that we are able to ensure food security for our families and communities and guarantee that no child goes to bed hungry. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been positive developments in terms of employment creation for the province for both on a quarter-on-quarter and year-on-year basis. According to the latest quarterly labor force survey report by States SA, as a province, we have managed to decrease the official unemployment in both the first and the second quarters of this year. The official unemployment rate now stands at 23.7%, which is the lowest in the country. Currently, agriculture is the second biggest contributor to jobs in the Northern Cape, contributing about 35,000 in the province. This is, however, a reduction in 14,000 jobs from the first quarter of this year. We are, however, grateful for your meaningful contribution towards job creation, inclusive economic growth, and food security. Seker, when you listen to Stats SA, when they were presenting their quarterly labor survey for the second quarter of this year, which is 2022, they say there's 5 provinces in the country where there's been reduction in the official unemployment. And one of those provinces is the Northern Cape. For 2021, we managed as the province to have positive growth in employment for 3 of the 4 quarters. First quarter of 2021, we managed to create jobs. Second quarter of 2021, we could not create jobs. The third quarter of 2021, we created jobs. And the fourth quarter of 2021, we created jobs. So for the 4 quarters, for 3 of the 4 quarters in 2021, we managed to create jobs as the province, which is the only province in the country that could do that. That is the reason why, as we sit here, the Northern Cape has got the lowest official unemployment in the country. Our official unemployment is standing at 23.7, and the second lowest is the Western Cape, standing at 28.3%. For the first time, with the first quarter of 2021, we managed to overtake the Western Cape from spot 1 in the country. We are now the province with the lowest unemployment in the country for 3 quarters of last year and 2 quarters of this year. And we can achieve that because of the contribution of agriculture to our economy. Agriculture is contributing about 8-9% to the GDP of the province, but it's the second highest employer in the province, a good IFA standard. The contribution to the GDP and the contribution to job opportunities. So it's a very critical sector that as the government we have to ensure that we strengthen our working relationship with this particular sector. But this fight against unemployment is not in an empty vacuum. When the 6th administration started in 2019, after the 2019 elections, and the 6th administration started, the GDP of the Northern Cape was 98 billion. That was our GDP per region. And now our GDP per region is standing at 122 billion. So I don't care from which school of thought you come from, but the Northern Cape provides a classic case of an example that if there is growth in the GDP, which is growth in the economy, that translates into jobs created. Because we've managed to grow the GDP from 80 billion 3 years back, it's standing at 122 billion. We can see that unemployment is on a downward trajectory. There's much more jobs which are created. So in order for us to achieve all the ambitious goals that we want to achieve, fighting unemployment or fighting poverty, key, it's about us making it a point that we've got the fundamentals in place to grow our economy. And for the agricultural sector, one of the issues I rose to the MEC for transport. In the province, we've got about 26,000 kilometers of road. It's only 3,000 of the 26,000 that is tarred. And the other 23,000 has to be maintained through the different programs of grading. Our responsibility as the provincial government is to ensure that farmers get their products to the market. That's our responsibility. We must make it easy for farmers, and that's getting the fundamentals in place. If we get the fundamentals in place, we can actually ensure that we grow our economy. And there's a vigorous program by the provincial government to ensure that we grow this economy. In June, I was telling one of my colleagues, has been one of the best months of my stay in office. In June, we got a concrete commitment from Transnet for the construction of Boko Bay port and rail infrastructure. Ek is seker baie van julle het al die advertensies gesien in die nuusblaaie where they were requesting for people to express their interest in the development of the Boko Bay port and infrastructure project. That's a 13 billion rand project that will change the socio-economic landscape of the province. Very important as well is that in June, we got a concrete commitment for the development of the green hydrogen project from Saul at the Boko Bay, same spot where we are developing the hub. And they've even managed to get funding from the Japanese bank for $10 billion US. So there's massive investment opportunities which are coming for our province. And for the agricultural sector, as the President have already mentioned, it's a question of how do you place yourself within this whole configuration of growth that we anticipate in the Northern Cape. Ladies and gentlemen, as the provincial government, our focus in the agricultural sector is guided by three important outcomes. Number one, we want increased contribution of the sector to the gross domestic product and lowering of unemployment rates. COVID took about 14,000 jobs out of the agricultural sector. Agricultural sector used to have more people employed than the mining sector. Mining sector contributes about 23% to the gross domestic product of the province. And they've got about 50,000 people that are working in our mines. Agricultural sector used to contribute more than that. And because of COVID, we've lost jobs in the agricultural sector, and we hope in pursuing this objective of increased contribution to the GDP of the province and lowering unemployment, that there will be an improvement. The second objective that we pursue as an important outcome is increased food security levels in the province, and as well as the restoration of degraded ecosystems and enhanced conservation of natural resources. Whilst we use our beautiful earth to produce whatever we do, we should be conscious of the need that we need to conserve our natural resources. The provincial government plans, projects and programs are informed by these outcomes. Our outputs and targets are pursued to accelerate service delivery within the sector, amongst others, increasing the contribution of agriculture to the GDP, and the value of primary agricultural production remains critical. Key to this sector is agro-processing, which is very much important. And I created enemies when I got invited to the square kilometer the Super Alman get the black there in Canavo. So the bioslemens, that's bioslemens about scientists. And what is the budget of and they say, no, we are using all these equipments, the telescope, to get data from the universe. They extract the data. And then, what can unmade data? Then they took me to an underground bunker where they've got equipments there, where they store the data. So the volgende vraag is, wat gebeur met die data which is stored? Now we've got the fiber that we've constructed here that goes to Cape Town. And what happens in Cape Town? we analyze the data. How many people work here at the site in Carnarvon, SKA? They say it's 33. And how many people work there in Cape Town? They say it's about 200. So that's the curse of our province. That is the curse of the Northern Cape in all sectors, including agriculture. That is the curse of the Northern Cape, of a Northern Cape child, is that we are used as an extraction point for raw products. Even data gets extracted from the universe, gets stored. That gives job to 33 people. The actual job opportunities is data analysis. That information is taken through a fiber to Cape Town, where about 200 scientists sit and work and analyze the data. It's not here in the Northern Cape. It's data extracted from the Northern Cape, goes to the Western Cape, creates jobs there in the Western Cape. In actual fact, with the existence and the investment on SKA, which is about 4.2 billion rand, we are supposed to be having jobs for 200 scientists here in our province. And those jobs are somewhere there in the Western Cape. Those scientists, they fly in, go and do job in the Western Cape, not here in the Northern Cape. They don't even know on the map of the world where Carnarvon is, and they don't even bother to know. But that's where the data get extracted. And if you look at the nature of the data that gets extracted, they read the universe 3.5 billion years back. 13.5 billion years back. They read the universe and extract data on that. Wanneer die eerste lig uitgekom het. But we are not benefiting from that, really benefiting from that. Same thing that happened with our natural resources. Our manganese, our iron ore, our zinc and copper, everything extracted in a raw form. The motion ons baie here to take them to the port in order to export them in a raw form. Absolutely no beneficiation taking place. Effectively speaking, transporting and railing jobs out of the land. So that's our curse. We should be producing the best potatoes in the province. Er wil 'n bietjie eendag uitgenooi word deur 'n boer wat sê ek het gedink dat ek 'n potato plant hier opsit om wat do Zimba chips te maak. You get the Karoo lamb, which is best revered source of protein. Ek sien nou ons reële 80 provinsies as lewende hawe, is dit 'n regte woord wat ek gebruik. Lewendig. Is hulle trokke lewendig 80 provinsies. Paar van ons slaghuise hier, not slaghuise, hulle maak toe. En ons kan hulle nie hier in die provinsies slag process them in the province, ensure that produce will give job opportunities. So that's the curse of the province. If all of us as different sectors, we are serious about building the economy of this province, we'll have to focus on secondary economic activities. That is where we can create decent jobs for our people, not in the primary sector. In the secondary economic activities, that's where we can create more sustainable job opportunities. That is where we can do that. So if we don't put those plans together, as different sectors in the economy, particularly agriculture, which is one of the biggest contributors to our GDP, one of the biggest contributors to the job opportunities, we will not be able to reach a situation where we grow our economy in an equitable way that creates the much needed job opportunities. So met daai paar woorde, ek los u agter iets om te koop en dink. En ek is baie bly, president, vir die geleentheid. En ek hoop die wat nie van Kimberley is nie, geniet die dorp. Ek weet nie wat doen 'n boer as jy staat dit kom. Maar alles van die beste, baie dankie vir die geleentheid.
Now, Premier, I think when a farmer from the rural areas in the Karoo came to Kimberley, the first thing he's looking is where's the exit out of Kimberley. So that is not that it's not a beautiful city. It's not known to him. Thank you, Premier. I really appreciate that you're attending our Congress. Thank you for the words. Thank you that you also mentioned that we have to look we have to look at the value chain, how we can process more in the Northern Cape, how we can add value in the Northern Cape, and how we can create the jobs with the resources that we do have. We would like to visit your office on a more regular basis. We are solution-driven people. We are an organization that wants to make the Northern Cape work. Therefore, we join your vision of make the economy of the Northern Cape grow. I'm glad that you show us that when the economy grows, the jobs being created. And that is our focus as well, to grow the economy, to be sustainable, and to have a sector, agricultural sector that contributes as good as it can. Thank you so much, Premier. After the Premier, also our MEC, Master Masapori, joined us. Thank you so much, MEC, for joining us on this Congress. Remember that you are always welcome on Congress, and you are welcome to address the farmers of the Northern Cape, if you like to do so. That's just let us know, and we will gladly accommodate you on Congress. You see, I have a lot of practice in the English, but not enough, but I try my best. MEC, thank you so much also for joining us today.